Hey guys, Dr. Ben here, Functional Medicine Centers. Let's talk about inflammation and what it does to your disease state, to your health status. All of these different issues that we see day in and day out in practice has a dramatic inflammatory cause. So let's get into it today. Where does inflammation come from? What is inflammation? How does it turn chronic? And things that you can do today to get rid of that inflammation. So welcome. Functional medicine is all about getting to the underlying why. Why is the body going haywire? Why are we having this immune inflammatory cascade is what I like to call it, where this immune inflammatory process is just tearing down the mountain like this avalanche. And for so many people, they don't have anything to do to put their hands up and stop this from happening. It just pummels their bodies and they feel inflamed and worn down. And a lot of conditions out there, even things like rheumatoid arthritis, cancer, heart disease, autoimmune conditions, Alzheimer's, asthma, diabetes, a lot of these different conditions are going to be from chronic inflammation. Hey Paula, good to see you. If you guys have not already liked or followed our page, go ahead and hit that button up above there. And then there's a little spot where you can say, be told whenever we go live. And so that's another great one if you're looking to hear as much information as you can to get your body healthy. Information that's going to give you positivity and really get you cranking to take some massive action. Hey Carol, good to see you. Also pop down below where you guys are watching from. Love to see everybody around the country and around the world. Okay, so what do we have for inflammation? Inflammation is part of the body's immune response. And this is just that innate ability for the body to respond to many different things. It's a beautiful process. It's something that should happen, and it should happen very readily and be able to respond when it needs to. But the problem is when it becomes chronic. So hey, Britt, good to see you out there in Ohio. So here we go. Inflammation short term is really important and beneficial and a lot of good things. Inflammation long term causes a lot of different problems, causes a lot of disease. I always say that if we could stabilize people's blood sugar, we would reverse about 90% of the chronic conditions out there and prevent those deaths and everything related to that. So here's what happens when we get an issue. So let's say you get a cut on your arm, or you sprain your ankle or your knee or something like that, and you'll see redness, you'll see swelling. Some of those things are really, really important, and we want that to happen when we have this inflammatory process. So that's going to be part of the healing process. So let's say you get a cut and you get some bacteria into that cut, and so the body's going to bring in excess blood flow. So that's where you see that redness. If you see something that's red or inflamed or swollen, that is really telling us that there's an inflammatory process going on. So if it's puffy, if it's swollen, if it's red, so we get more blood flow in there, it's going to try to flush out some of those toxins, try to bring in some of the good immune system white blood cells so that we can kill off any bad stuff in that area. So especially if it's an open cut, anything like that. And then that fluid can actually spill over into out of the bloodstream and out into the tissues. And so that's where we start seeing this exaggerated response. We start seeing this puffy, this swelling. The body looks big and inflamed in those joints or different areas in there. So that is a great response. That is what we want to have happen with that immune response. But what happens, and a lot of you are dealing with this out there, is it turns chronic. This means it's going to be, the body is just continually revving up, even though there's not still this open sore. There's not, you didn't sprain your finger over and over and over every day, but your body, hey Chris in Arizona there, but your body thinks that it really does have this issue going on. So why would that happen? Well, there's many reasons why the body can kind of be tricked into thinking that it needs to keep having this inflammation, and that it has to be having this response that is really causing this chronic inflammation. And that's ultimately going to lead to autoimmune conditions, heart disease. It's going to lead to Alzheimer's, diabetes, rheumatoid arthritis, and lupus, and all these different conditions. So here's some of the things that are going to drive that chronic inflammation there. So poor diet. We talked about this yesterday. We talked about 7 different foods, 7 different things that you're eating that are going to be triggering inflammation. So check out that video. There's lots of good information. Hey Mary, good to see you. That diet, poor diet, inflammatory diet is going to rev it up and it's going to keep us inflamed over and over and over again. So every time you eat those trans fats, every time you eat that corn syrup, any of those preservatives, any of these different things, you've got to make sure that you're addressing those foods, because that inflammation is going to be there all the time, and it's going to drive a lot of the conditions that we see day in and day out, like autoimmune conditions, digestive problems, brain issues, memory issues, all types of different things. Hey Julie, good to see you out there in Wyoming. So food allergies are going to be another thing that are really, really important to look at. And I'm not talking about anaphylactic food allergy. I'm talking about low grade, even a subtle food allergy like a gluten, a corn, a soy, a dairy. Any of these different foods are going to drive that chronic inflammation. A lot of times because it's affecting our digestive tract, those food allergens are going to irritate our digestive tract. And anytime we have leaky gut, we know we're driving this inflammatory reaction because things are getting into the bloodstream too early, and that immune system goes, hey, attack that, attack that, attack that. Well, over time, the body's going to start attacking itself, and almost every single person that has chronic leaky gut is starting to get some type of autoimmune condition as well. Sedentary lifestyle, also really, really important for this. Hold on. Is firing foods okay if you're using olive oil or avocado? I'm assuming frying. Is frying foods okay? I would not use olive oil if you're frying foods. Avocado oil is going to be okay, but olive oil is not. You don't want it to go to that high heat. So there's some oils that are okay and some that are not. That's okay, Sandy. All right, so then the sedentary lifestyle, very inflammatory. Even though we're not getting up and moving and spraining our ankle and stressing our joints and all that stuff, being sedentary is very, very stressful on the body. This is what I do, and I encourage each one of you, if you have some type of a treadmill, elliptical, anything at the house, I spend a good 45 to 60 minutes every morning journaling, writing, praying, reading the Bible, doing a lot of different things. And I used to do it seated. Now I go out to our little gym, I get on the treadmill, and I go through the process of walking, and I'll get an extra 2 or 3 miles in each day just by spending my time there that I would normally be sitting down. So you've got to keep that body moving. That's going to be huge. Stress is another big part of inflammation. The body's response to stress is to rev up, and that's going to create inflammation because the body doesn't know if it's a mountain lion that's going to come and attack you, or if it's just, oh geez, I'm worrying about jobs and cars and kids and COVID and presidents and whatever you want to worry about. The body doesn't know what's coming. So if it's thinking that we're in fight or flight, it's going to be ready, and it's going to be like, oh my gosh, I got to be ready to heal up whatever it is. So that immune system will be revved up and going through the motions of that chronic inflammation. Excess body weight. We know that body fat, that adipose tissue, is inflammatory to the body. It creates this immune inflammatory cascade. So if you're holding on to excess body weight, do everything you can to help get rid of that body fat. We've done a lot of other videos on this as well. Blood sugar, dealing with inflammation, looking at the gut, a lot of different tools there. Again, that gut health is a huge part of inflammation. You've got to use your probiotics. You've got to use glutamine, aloe juice, marshmallow root, a lot of these different nutrients that help heal up that gut lining, but then also work on that microbiome, kill off bad stuff if you need to, bring in good stuff if you need to, but that gut is a huge part of really getting this inflammation down. And then another one a lot of people don't think about is pollution, and not just pollution like, oh, I live in downtown LA and there's this huge smog around me, or China where people are wearing masks every day for the pollution. I'm talking about just things in your house, off-gassing from carpets, off-gassing from paints. Any of the little smelly plug-ins are going to be causing pollution, as any scented lotions, anything along those lines are inflammatory to the body. They're a chemical that the body has to process out. So using air filters, using as clean of products products as you possibly can. No bleach, none of those type of things is going to be huge for getting that inflammation down in your body. So again, chronic inflammation is one of the keys to reversing a lot of diseases in our society, probably 90%. What about intermittent fasting for gut health? I would not say that intermittent fasting is a key tool for gut healing. It's not going to be that big of a support for that. There's other things that can be helpful. Explain how you use aloe juice and what are the benefits. So aloe could just be taking a shot of it, whatever the serving size on the container says, doing that each day. We have certain products that we use with patients that has it in it, but aloe is very soothing to that gut lining and it's going to help start to restore it. But remember, you can't just give some nutrients to try to repair. You've got to remove the bad things and remove the damage, all the food allergens and toxins, any pathogens, things like that, and then you can start that healing process in there. So it's a twofold. It's a remove the bad stuff and bring in the good stuff type of a situation, but aloe definitely can be one of those good things as well. So do everything you can to start getting your body as healthy as possible. Get that inflammation down. You're going to prevent autoimmune and Alzheimer's and cardiovascular disease and all these different conditions that are coming if you have this chronic inflammatory process. Next time you get your blood work done, check CRP, C-reactive protein, and that is going to be a huge part of determining where your inflammation is. All right, guys, stay strong out there. Make it a great day, and we will talk soon. Bye-bye.